At the beginning of the story, we are shown a desolate tunnel where we see an evil witch, but the next moment, we find out that it was just a dream of a man named Bongsu. After Bongsu's scary dream, he wakes up and starts heading to the washroom. Half asleep, he opens the washroom door and comes back. But the next moment, he realizes that something was very strange in the washroom. He goes back, and when he sees what's there, his eyes almost pop out. He sees a strange hand coming out of the toilet seat. He immediately calls out to his wife, Juhi, and she comes there. She yells at him, saying he comes home drunk every day, and then starts shouting like this. Bongsu tells her to look at the toilet seat, and when Juhi looks, she is also shocked, because a hand has appeared from somewhere inside the toilet seat. There's no movement in the hand, but it looks extremely creepy and terrifying. Both of them are stunned, wondering where this hand came from. Juhi slowly moves toward the hand to see what it is, and right then, the hand suddenly moves. Seeing this, Juhi gets scared and faints on the spot. Bongsu tries to wake her up, but she doesn't respond. After this, Bongsu calls the police for help and tells them that a hand is coming out of his toilet seat. So maybe someone has drowned in his toilet. The police think Bongsu might be responsible, but they still say they're sending a team to his house shortly. After a while, Bongsu's doorbell rings, and he sees that the building's security guard has come to help. Bongsu brings him inside and takes him to the washroom. As soon as the guard enters, he sees Juhi lying unconscious. He suspects that Bongsu must have done something to her. Bongsu tries to explain that he didn't do anything. It all happened because of the hand in the toilet. But as soon as the guard sees the hand, he becomes ready to attack Bongsu, thinking that he killed someone and chopped them into pieces. And now he was going to do the same to his wife. Even after trying many times, the guard doesn't believe him. Then the doorbell rings again. Bongsu opens the door and sees that a police team has arrived. When the police enter, they see the security guard lying on the floor with the girl. Seeing this, an officer immediately grabs Bongsu, thinking he killed them. Up to this point, they haven't even noticed the hand in the toilet. When an officer checks, he finds that the security guard is dead, but Juhi is still breathing. When they finally notice the hand in the toilet seat, their suspicion becomes even stronger that Bongsu killed everyone. One officer takes pictures of everything, including the hand coming out of the toilet. Bongsu tries to explain again and again that he didn't do anything. The hand did it, but the police won't believe him. The senior officer tells one of his team members to pull the hand out of the toilet. So an officer puts a handkerchief over his hand and goes closer. But Bongsu keeps begging them not to do it. The officer senses something is wrong with the hand, and when he tries to pull it out, the hand suddenly grabs his arm and starts pulling him into the toilet. The other two officers somehow pull him back. But the next moment, the hand grabs another officer by the neck and kills him instantly. Everyone is shocked after seeing this. After killing the officer, the hand disappears along with a handkerchief. The senior officer tells everyone to get out immediately. So Bongsu tries to open the door, but no matter how much he tries, it won't open, because the same hand has locked it from the outside. Now, all four of them are trapped in the washroom. The senior officer tries to contact the department, but there's no network, and Bongsu's phone also doesn't work. Bongsu says maybe someone is stuck inside the toilet tank. But the officer gets angry, saying no one can fit inside it. Meanwhile, the other officer feels something wet inside his gloves. The senior officer tries to take off the gloves, but inside, blood is flowing like water, and he can't even remove them. Now they're wondering how to escape. Bong-soo picks up Joo-hee and rests her against the wall. The senior officer takes Bong-soo's phone and throws it toward the toilet seat. Again, the same hand comes out, grabs the phone, and throws it at the other officer, causing him to fly backward and crash into the door. Now they're terrified about how to escape. One officer says that a few days ago, a corpse was found in the building's main hall, and coincidentally, one of its hands was missing. So they think that this hand might belong to that corpse. At the same time, they notice the guard's body and the dead officer's hands twitching, and their hands look exactly like the hand from the toilet. That's when they realize they've been infected by touching it. The other officer suddenly cries out in pain, vomits blood, and dies. Now the senior officer asks Bong-soo if he has anything that might help them fight the hands. Bong-soo gives him a bottle of phenol, and they pour it onto the guard's hand to test it. It works. So the officer fills phenol into his spray bottle. Bong-soo manages to wake Joo-hee up. As soon as she comes to her senses, she screams. Bong-soo tells her that the toilet hand is killing everyone, and that they're trapped because someone locked the door from the outside. Meanwhile, the dead officer also turns infected and attacks the senior officer, but Bong-soo sprays phenol on his hand and saves him. Now the senior officer is also infected. He tells them that he has a plan to burn the phone stuck in the door with the lighter and then spray it. That would create a hole in the door, and he could unlock it from the outside. But the lighter is with the third officer, whose hand is also infected. Bong-soo manages to get the lighter out of the officer's pocket, but the toilet hand grabs him again, and Bong-soo falls unconscious. Bong-soo again sees the tunnel vision. The witch opens his eyes, and he wakes up shocked to still be alive. The officer tells him his wife is very brave and saved him. Now Bong-soo uses the lighter to burn the phone inside the door mechanism. It explodes and creates a hole. He puts his hand through and unlocks the door. But when he opens it, he sees the same evil hand holding the lock from outside. So Bong-soo burns it again, using the lighter and spray. And finally, they get out. But as soon as they come out, they're shocked. The same type of hands are stuck mysteriously to all four walls of the... Seeing this, Joo-hee is terrified. The officer tells them to escape immediately because they won't survive otherwise. As soon as they run out, one hand grabs Joo-hee, but Bong-soo frees her using the fire. Bong-soo is terrified because to escape, they have to get past all these hands. Bong-soo hesitates, but Joo-hee suddenly gathers courage and sets a stick on fire. Joo-hee burns through the hands and they move forward. But suddenly, Joo-hee has intense stomach pain. Bong-soo carries her and takes her to the hospital. When Bong-soo wakes up in the hospital, he asks the nurse about Joo-hee. The nurse tells him that Joo-hee is completely fine and that their baby is also safe. She informs him about Joo-hee's pregnancy, which shocks Bong-soo because he didn't know she was pregnant. When Bong-soo goes to meet Joo-hee, he sees the same hand outside the hospital window, trying to come inside. The nurse panics, and we realize the hand has followed them here too. In the final scene, we see Bong-soo returning home at... He notices the manhole near his house is open. When he closes it, we see thousands of similar hands inside the manhole. And with that final suspense, the story ends.